You look happy in the background. Hello, everybody. Hello, and they can hear you. Hello. Welcome to the show. We're a bit earlier than usual. I thought I'd try a new time zone, see how that goes today. Well, Kachunga, my friends, Kachunga. My name is Trev the Rev, and I ain't no vicar. Welcome. What are we talking about today? Well, today we are talking about something that is known as the bell. No, not that bell. Not that bell at all. It's another show. It's another bell. It's a sort of bell that you would know when you hear it. No, not that bell. Not that bell at all. It's no, now you're taking the mick. Now you are taking the mick. It's not a bell. Actually, really, being quite honest, it's not a bell at all. But we'll go into it, and you understand what I'm saying. It's like a bell. It's like a bell. It's like a bell. Well, let's crack on. We start the show as usual. I'll start the show by saying my usual words of guidance. If you enjoy my show, please hit that thumbs up button, which should be below the screen, I believe. If you haven't done so already and you'd like to see some more, please subscribe to my show. Just again, it's just down the bottom there somewhere. Just down the bottom there. Just hit subscribe, and you can see some more of my amazing stuff. Yes, amazing stuff. Now, what you don't realise, you can hear in the background is my girlfriend. My missus. Hey, Kat, how you doing, my girl? What? How you doing? She's playing Pokemon in the background, and she just caught a shiny Charmander. Got four. She's just got one. She's just got one. So, I'm fine, thank you very much, Kat. How are you? Has your dad sent you one of those lovely new messages that I taught him how to do yet? He loves it. He's going nuts with it at the moment. Ask him about it, and he'll tell him about Crazy Trev, and I'm sure he'll understand what I'm on about. He did, but you got me to blame for that. You got a bad rabbit. He sent me an alien. He did. He sent me an alien. Oh. Yeah. So yes. I'm glad you loved it. So let's crack on with this show. I'm going to start the show with a funny, which is sort of similar along the lines of what I'll be talking about later on. You see, it's set in France, this funny. It's set in France. You
better shut your mouth or I shut it for you.
I don't want to shut my mouth. I'm going to go on. Yes. So, Quasimodo, he's retiring. And before he retires, he's got to find a replacement for his job. And there's one day this young lad turns up. And Quasimodo says, do you know how to ring the bells? And the kid's like, no, ring the bell? How am I supposed to know how it rings the bells? No, wrong bell. He says, what you do, you grab the bell like this and you throw it across the room, and as it comes back towards you, you headbutt it. You hear, so kid tried it, and he grabbed hold of his bell, and he went, and he threw it across the room, and it came back, and he headbutted it, and it went right across the room, hit the wall, spell on the floor. And Quasimodo's like, no, not like that. I'll show you again. So Quasimodo went across the room, picked up the bell, threw it across the room, it came back, he had done it, and the bell went. Yeah, you see, that's what the sound the bell went. And the kid went, I'll try it again. He's got bloody bruised here, and he's like, He walked over and he grabbed this bell, and he threw it across the room, and it came back, and he had done it. It went flying across the room, hit the wall, blood screaming from his face. And Quasimodo said, no. I'm going to show you one more time how you do it. And he picked up down, he threw it across, it came back, and yet, but this, that's how you ring the bell. That's how you ring the bell. The kid dragged himself over, he got up, he grabbed his bell, and all his strength threw this bell across, it came back, and he hit him on the head. He went flying backwards again, and he went flying through the window, down to the floor below. And as Quasimodo looked out the window and looked down, he saw the body lying on the ground, going everywhere. And he went down, and there's a copper down there, looking at the body. And as Quasimodo got close, he says, "You know who this is?" And Quasimodo went, "Oh, but his face rings a bell." Someone found that funny. Someone found that funny. You see, it weren't that bad. It weren't bad. Just feel lucky I couldn't find a sale for tumbleweeds. We are the tumbleweeds. Oh, we are the tumbleweeds. So, anyway, for those that saw the chapter of the actual show, the chapter of the show, are wondering what glocke is. Glocke. No, it's not a clock. It's not actually a clock. It's a glocke. It's German of some form. And it's about a secret Nazi wonder weapon. Well, this weapon was actually supposedly around at the end of the Second World War. Second World War. Second World War. And no, it's not almost as old as me. And if you've been cheeky as that, you're older than me. So what does that mean? You around the First World War? Ah, see, that's a good comeback. That's a good comeback.
Somebody wants to get it on nice tonight.
I'm getting spag bowl tonight. Way! Yes. Anyway, watch it. Just put a cold hand on me. She's been funny. Anyway. Glocke. That's the clock. It's die Glocke, meaning bells in German. The name of an alleged top secret Nazi technological. Oh my God, this could start to the show. I can't pronounce my words. I know, nothing unusual there. Nothing unusual. That as well. Fucking now, I'm still doing it wrong. Technological device. And we've got German words coming up here. This is going to be a nightmare. A technological star. You can tell this is live, can't you? You can tell this is completely and utterly live. It's going mad and crazy. Yeah. Just drop the rev here, just in case you didn't know. How do you smooth it up? Yes. Technological device. Yay! It is among the most notable of SS General Hans Himmler's secret arsenal of wonder weapons. Sounds like an episode of Star Trek, doesn't it? Wonder weapons. Ooh, yes. Ever since the conclusion of the Second World War, an increasing number of revelations have surfaced regarding various outlandish and even occult-based scientific and technological, yes, 2 words in a row, experiments being conducted by the Nazis throughout the duration of the Third Reich. Die Glocke. If you didn't know, that's from a group called Clock. In with the pun. Yeah. Has been considered to be amongst the most mysterious and intriguing of his revelations. As a potential explanation surrounding the actual purpose of his device range from anti-gravity to interdimensional time travel, first known mention of the Glocke come by way of a Polish aerospace researcher and a historian named Igor Witkowski. Igor? That's not someone who works with Count Dracula, doesn't it? Witkowski complained that he had become privy to a collection of classified documents regarding the glocke in 1997 by way of an anonymous Polish intelligence official who reportedly had access to top secret Polish government documents addressing the existence of Nazi secret weapons. Yes, Nazi secret weapons. Witkowski also claimed he was permitted to transcribe the classified documents but was forbidden from making any copies. Witkowski's statements were never independently verified, but they did manage to gain popularity once they were recounted in a 2001 book by Nick Cook entitled The Hunt for Zero Point. Classified documents that Witkowski reportedly viewed included transcripts from a series of interrogations of former high-ranking Nazi SS official Jacob Spurenberg. Yeah, I think I got it right. Who was captured by British forces and subsequently handed over to the Poles. And no, that doesn't mean he was handed over to Antarctica or Antarctic. Poles as in Polish. Spurenberg was reportedly in charge of a special SS evacuation unit related to this testing sites for die glocke. Anyway, this testing site was located close to the Wenceslas mine. I thought Wenceslas was the bloke from the Christmas Carol. You know, good King Wenceslas looked out. La 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 la. Yeah, near the Czech border, and was nicknamed Darius, the Giant. In Spurenberg's affidavit, he admitted to being personally responsible for ordering the slaughter of 60 Nazi scientists and researchers that worked on the top secret Bell project. Evidently, the Nazis considered the Bell to be so important that they already made plans to eliminate any evidence of the project's existence should the location of the experiment be discovered. The glocke is described as being comprised of a dense heavy metal and having a bell-like shape, hence the name it was given. The dimensions of the device was roughly 9 feet wide by 12 to 15 feet in height and encased in ceramic cover. According to Cook's writing, not Captain Cook, who went to Australia, the bell housed a central axis or core around which rotated two cylindrical devices that moved in opposite rotation, one clockwise and one counterclockwise. Well, one's clockwise, of course the other one's going to be counterclockwise. You know, that makes logical sense. During experiments, these two cylinders were filled with violet-covered substance that had properties similar to mercury. This mysterious metallic liquid carried the code name Zerum 525. That's Xerum, Zerum 525. Various theories have been offered as to what substance this Zerum 525 may have actually been. Some have speculated that it was some type of radioactive isotope of mercury. Well, mercury is a liquid metal, isn't it, if memory serves me correct? So it could be like an offshoot of that, is a possibility. Pass up. Let's see. The most common explanation was that it was mercury and camidite oxide, otherwise known as red mercury, which is red, hence the colour. Because mercury is normally silver, if memory serves me correct. I mean, I'm no chemist, so I don't. Which allegedly has the capability to produce fission explosions equivalent to the power of 1,000 tons of TNT. In other words, it goes bang very loud. Once the bell was activated by a high voltage current, liquid inside would begin to glow brightly, and the entire device would emit a strong and heavy radiation that produced adverse effects, even leading to the death of several Nazi scientists. Before their deaths, the scientists reportedly suffered from various ailments such as nerve spasms, loss of balance, and a metallic taste in the mouth. I wonder if their favourite music was heavy metal. Dozens of plant and animal test subjects were also killed by radiation exposure during various experiments. So what exactly was the purpose of the bell? According to Spurenberg's own testimony, the glocke was associated with magnetic fields And I don't mean the song by John Jar. Oh, that's a good album. Exit Field. Brilliant album by John Jar. And vortex compression. Wachowski asserts that each of these physical principles have become commonly associated with anti-gravity research. According to some physicists, if you have a device that can generate a torsion field of extremely high intensity, it is theoretically possible to bend space around the device. Consequently, by bending space, you can also bend time. We're getting into Albert Einstein area now. It may be possible that the Nazis were utilising the bell to conduct scientific experiments in time travel. Now, before I go further, I will say that the bell would have been sending out vibrations. And if I'm correct, vibrations you can use a certain way to rise above the other higher levels of our planes. We're on the third level. So possibility you could use that to access the levels and come back. So time travel is possible. Time travel is possible if you know how. Go back and win some bets, you know. Just think you could put all the money on the FA Cups and stuff and you win. You'd never be poor no more. Don't bet on Arsenal because we very rarely win it. It did last year. Interesting enough, it's important to note that the project was codenamed Chloros, which means time. Interesting, isn't it? Very, very interesting. Ooh. Wachowski also claimed that an industrial complex located near the Wenceslas mine became one of the primary testing sites for the glocke. Yes. No, that wasn't. That was Clock, the group. You're thinking of Axel F, Crazy Frog. Meep, meep. Yeah. Ruins of mysterious concrete framework known as the Henge stands there today, and many have speculated that the Henge was designed to be some type of suspension rig used for testing the propulsion capabilities of the bell. Now, the Henge was, it's very hard to explain unless you've seen it. But imagine a cylindrical top, a circle top, and you got like 4 beams coming down, if memory correct, made of all stone and stuff. And there's like hoops, metal hoops, where chains would have been attached. The bell would have been attached to that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Skeptics have dismissed this theory, claiming that the Henge is actually nothing more than the remains of an industrial cooling tower. That's plausible, but you know, the more things are real, the more people try to hide them. It's, you know, fighter declock has been the subject of many speculation. Some have claimed that once the Reese test site was evacuated near the end of the Second World War, the bell was not destroyed, but rather was transported to an undisclosed location. Antarctica. Possibly. If we can't get to Antarctica, to find out, can we? No one loses their temper in Antarctica. For some reason, they're always cool all the time. Wachowski asserts that the glocke now resides in a Nazi-friendly South American country. No, I think it's Antarctica. While Cook postulates that he was transported to the United States as part of an agreement made with General Haynes Cameron. That's possible. That's possible. High-ranking SS official who supervised several large Nazi construction and engineering projects. Incidentally, General Cameron mysteriously disappeared. Funny that, isn't it? After the war. And to this day, his whereabouts are unknown. Antarctica. One intriguing theory about the fate of the glocke. Put in clock in iTunes, and you'll know why I'm going. Was put forth by American author Joseph P. Farrell, who claimed that the bell was recovered in the 1965 Kicksburg UFO incident. During this incident, a large fireball was seen streaking across the sky over 6 US states as well as Ontario, Canada. Thousands of witnesses saw the mysterious fireball, and some reported hearing a boom as well. Strange phenomena was first regarded as a meteor, but then several eyewitnesses in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, I've got tunes on my head today. I come up with a word, and I just come up with a tune that's linked to the word. The word. See what I mean? I'm doing it again. And that some type of aircraft had crashed in the woods.
Mad, don't you know, mad.
It just shows you didn't know I'm mad. Not raving loony. Local fire department claimed that they found an object that was shaped like an acorn. Acorn can be described as a bell-like shape, and roughly the size of a compact car. The squirrels would be happy with an acorn the size of a car. Squirrels go until Christmas. Several witnesses claim to have seen. I'll tell you another fact. People say squirrels are very intelligent because they hide their nuts and know what it is in the following year when they come out of hibernation. Did you know they actually forget where they've hidden their nuts? Acorns. Did you know that? Squirrels forget where they've hidden their acorns. Side trivia. Several witnesses claimed to have seen inscriptions similar to Egyptian hieroglyphics decorating the base of the object. Sounds familiar? According to several eyewitnesses reports, the US Army quickly secured the crash. It was later reported they found absolutely nothing in the woods. Well, does that surprise you? Hey, ooh, stable. What's going on? We got a stable network. What's going on? Hey. That's one of the more spectacular theories that surfaced regarding die glocke. Just check out the tune. Is that General Hans Kammler used a bell to escape being captured by Allied forces and then travelled through the time to Praslad and Kecksburg, where he subsequently integrated into society. Although conjectures and conspiracy theories abound, a common conclusion that can be drawn is that the Nazis definitely had their hands on some bizarre scientific experiments during World War II. Ooh, they came that close, honestly, that close to winning World War II. Whether they were able to make substantial scientific or technological progress is for the most part unknown. The enigma. That's by a group called Enigma. Budget money. Yeah. The Enigma top secret projects like die glocke remains with us to this day. So that is the information on the glocke. Ooh, yes, that is the information. But I've got some more descriptions of the glocke so I can help you go into and actually think more of it. In fact, I'm going to give you some more very hard facts on the glocke for those who are actually more interested in it. And this is more something else I've found, which is facts. Well, I say I found, it's given to me by someone who would not claim anonymous. But he knows who he is, and I say thank you. Thank you. Now, some of these I've already mentioned, but I'm going to say it again because, die glocke, no, I'm not going to do the tune, don't worry. This weapon was put on the long list of Wunderwaffen, or wonder weapons, as I said, that the Nazis developed towards the end of the Second World War. That is one fact I've already said. It's thought to be a time machine. Well, again, that's something that I've mentioned. Is it possible? I don't know. Was it a anti-gravity UFO like flying saucer craft that many believe could travel across time? I don't believe it was a craft. I do believe it has some form of travelling across time. It's been reported for several purposes, including helping the Third Reich go into space. If they go into space, that is a possibility. The thing is, I often believe that as a race of people, we are higher advanced than what we personally believe. We have done more than what we've been told. So Germans going into space, why not? It's a possibility. But if they had Surely they would have won the war because they would have had more technology to get through. Yes. Technology was reported to have been particularly ordered by Adolf Hitler himself as an essential part of the secret space program being run by the Nazis. And even when Hitler noticed the tide of the war was turning, he pumped even more resources and manpower into his Wonder Waffle. Oh, sounds like a waffle machine, doesn't it? Wonder Waffle machine. Or wonder weapon to make the process faster. This was all in an attempt to radically change the course of the war. Of course, if he succeeded, we'd be walking around with our fingers under our nose like this, wouldn't we? Yeah. But we're not, so obviously he didn't succeed. He didn't succeed. Thankfully. He also read from a Polish intelligence contact who, of course, was unnamed. And even though he was not allowed to take copies of the documents, he was allowed to transcribe them from. But what he found in the transcript shocked him, as it was from an interrogation of a captured former Nazi SS officer, Jacob Sporenberg. Oh, there's lots of German words in this. Something to do with the fact that the people we'll go into are German. It's Carlos! Hello, Carlos! Woo! How you doing, me old mucker? Haven't heard from you for a long time. Yes. Yes. The bell was popularised by military journalist and author Nick. I've said that already. In fact, a lot of these things I'm coming out with, I've already said. And the last theory was dramatised in 2009 by the Discovery Channel, and it was dramatised in 2011 by the History Channel's Ancient Alien series. And I recommend you watch the Ancient Alien TV shows, especially if this one comes up, because they do go into it. They do go into it, you know. They do, you know. Anyway, with my madness coming, it is time to say, keep it up, my friends. And if you've enjoyed the show, even for those that turned up late, not his fault because he didn't know I was doing it. I'm just glad he's here. I'm just glad all my viewers are here. And if you've enjoyed the show, as I said, can you please hit that thumbs up button? Thumbs up. If you want to see some more, you're new to my show and you enjoyed the madness of my show, please subscribe to my channel. And when you want to know when this is coming out and you want to be told when it's coming out, all you got to do is one thing. Yeah, you ring that bell. And then the bell will let you know when it's coming out next. Oh, yes, please, madam. So, on that note, it's time to farewell. Triple off, my friends. This is Trev the Rev. I ain't no vicar. I'm signing off. Until next time. Bye-bye.